Hello! In this video I'm going to show how I took a doll I just rerouted and gave her this haircut. Let's get started. Okay, here is a head that I rerouted. The method of rerouting I use involves cutting hair off of another doll, folding it in half, and using an anchor thread to hold it in place. So the hair, when I reroute, ends up being pretty short and very much sort of a shag, natural shag, which can be a cute style. But the purpose of this is to show you how I cut bobbed haircuts. Now, I just have the clips in the hair because when I was rerouting her, I needed to keep the thatched parts going in the right directions. So the key to this is getting the hair smooth, which I will tell you beforehand, I am actually terrible at putting hair in ponytails in a way that they appear smooth when I'm done. I am good at lumpy ponytails. So I might seem to take forever to do this when you're looking at me saying, come on, it's just a ponytail, why aren't you done already? So if you can do it faster, that is great. That is not a skill that I have. And I'm going to gather all the hair in a ponytail under the neck opening. This is actually possible to do on a doll whose head is still on the body. You just gather the ponytail snug around the neck. And you see it's not exactly centered under the neck hole. I could tug things so it's close, but that's good enough. Alright, so hair in a ponytail under the neck hole, fairly centered. These little loose bits I'm not going to worry about. It's just a side effect of the way I reroute, and I will get them tamed later. So, step 1. Okay, step 2 is to boil set the hair, which I know a lot of people have experience with, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do it. I have a very small ramekin of water. This heats to boiling in less than 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the microwave. I know there are some people who don't like to microwave water because they are afraid that it's going to become superheated and explode on them, which is something that can happen, but only if the water in the microwave stays perfectly still while it's being heated. So as long as your microwave has a turntable, the water will be agitated and it will not become superheated and become a danger of exploding. I assume that's why people don't like to microwave water. There's no other reason I can think of, because boiling water is boiling water. Okay. Now, I work on a washcloth just to keep the mess down. And you don't need to dunk the whole head. That's why I don't worry about using a large amount of water. You just need to, let's see, I'll start. Yeah, I'll start with the top. And this is really just to set my reroute the parts more than anything. So if your doll already has her hair styled, then you just need to dunk the bottom in the water to set that. So, and you can do whatever you do after reroute. I know some people put them in the freezer or the refrigerator to cool off faster. I just leave it be for a few hours. Once it's cool to the touch, I might go ahead and put some styling gel on it just to help it maintain its shape and sleekness after it dries out, but that's not necessary. I've had this styling gel for ages. It probably isn't even made anymore. I mean, but I've also even used white glue to set doll hair, and I would say that I used white glue because I was inspired by whatever it is that Mattel puts in their doll hair. That's not entirely a joke. So, anyway, I'll be back once this is dry. Okay, she has had a chance to dry. As you can see, the hair is exactly as I left it when it was dunked. I haven't done a thing to it. I did put the hair gel on it, but I haven't moved where the elastic is. So now the fun, or potentially nerve-wracking part. You get scissors, and you cut it off just above that elastic. You can either cut it off one big chunk. It's actually better to take a lot of smaller strips, because most scissors just won't cut that one big chunk. And there we go. It's the, dropped it, your basic bob. And there are going to be areas to neaten up. So one thing about using that the hair, the elastic, is that it will actually make a very sharp line in the hair, so you can even take the elastic off and then cut right where the line is. And there's a cat at the door yelling to come in, and that's why I have the door closed, so the cat can't get right in the middle of what I'm doing. So you can leave it like this, or you can keep trimming. And you can keep trimming until you just make it look like you don't notice any chunks sticking out where you don't think there should be chunks sticking out. Or you can do that sort of early 2000s Japanese doll customizing thing where you hold the scissors perpendicular to the hair and just keep snipping and snipping and snipping, lots and lots of tiny little snips, and give the hair a very layered sort of razor cut look on the edge. But I'm going to stop here. Wait. Of course, when I moved her, I saw another little bit. And these are those new scissors I got recently, so they are still very sharp. And I should be able to just put it on this head, or on the body, but no problem. And she has a little short bobbed haircut. It's a little longer than chin length. I could have made the elastic under the neck even tighter, and I can still, like I said, I can still go through and do lots more small snip cuts and actually take off a significant amount of length that way. Although right now I'm just trying to get it even. Although a tip about that, and this is a tip if you're sewing your clothes as well, you can keep working on it until it's perfect, or you can keep working on it until it looks like something you bought. Because most of the things that you buy in dolls off the shelf or clothes off the rack, they're not perfect. And good enough for I bought it that way is not a bad goal. Because like I said before, perfect can be the enemy of finished. So here she is. And I will get her dressed and we'll have her show off her new hair in a new environment. Alright. And here she is, out and about in the world with her fresh new haircut. As you can see, there's nothing fancy, but sometimes a simple haircut is what works best. And I am sure, as usual, that I have forgotten something or overlooked something or done something that makes no sense. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comments and I will answer as fast as I see them. Thanks!